Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Adeline, and the day is finally here. This movie that I'm reviewing means a lot to me. This is my #1 horror movie of all time. I give you John Carpenter's Halloween. John Carpenter's Halloween stars Jamie Lee Curtis, Donald Pleasance, and is directed by John Carpenter. Welcome back to the 31 Days of October. It's also the 30th anniversary of Halloween 4, which I will be reviewing in a couple days as well as every other sequel to the franchise. I have already reviewed the new movie a couple days ago, and along with my ranking on Halloween night, you will also get a spoiler review. Look out for that. Last night I went to a haunted house, a big haunted house, and I got to meet James Jude Courtney, who played Michael Myers in the newest Halloween movie. This is the picture. It's a really good picture. He's a really nice person. It was such an honor to meet the guy. But anyway, on with the review. So, I never always loved this movie. Like, the first time I watched it, it was when I was back in 6th grade, and right before it ended, like, well, how do I say this? I had to go to a friend's house for 2 days, and I was so frustrated when I got home that I didn't like the movie when it ended. When I got home, and I watched it again about a month later, I loved the movie, and it still remains my #1 favorite horror film. This film means everything to me. This is my horror world. I never shut up about Halloween. You'll never hear the end of it when it comes to Halloween. This is the perfect horror film for me. It's really the perfect horror movie, and I will tell you why. But I'm going to go ahead and get a few nitpicks out of the way before I just start praising this film like crazy. Some of it makes no sense. What's happening throughout the day, like the alarm system going off at the hardware store, it kind of makes no sense because Michael was stalking Laurie all day, and it's kind of stupid. Some of the acting is kind of bad, but other than that, it's a great movie. But let's go ahead and get on with the praising. Now, this movie starts off with a great opening scene. It's all one seamless POV take. It was actually cut about twice. It has 3 different takes. We're introduced to Michael Myers when he's 6 years old, way back in 1963, like 55 years ago. And he murders his older sister, Judith Myers, by stabbing her to death. And it's all in that POV shot, and it's revealed that this is a kindergarten graduate named Michael Myers.
Michael?
I'm pretty sure that was really shocking for everybody when this movie came out back in the 70s. Now, like, right after this movie came out, it was kind of poor at the box office for a few weeks. And then because people hated it. They thought it was some generic horror movie that was stupid. Then Deborah Hill, who produced this movie, actually asked them to watch the movie again. And they loved it. Much to John Carpenter's hope. He wanted people to love this movie. Also, like, Erwin Yablans wanted John Carpenter to make a movie about a killer stalking babysitters. And that was originally going to be called The Babysitter Murders, taking place over the course of several days. And then Erwin Yablans, I can't pronounce that name, I'm sorry. Yablans wanted Carpenter to make a movie set on Halloween and call it Halloween. And John Carpenter took that to full advantage and made one of the scariest films of all time. I do think this film is quite scary. Yes, I do. It's really creepy, very atmospheric. It's perfect because of that. Modern horror films today don't do that, which is a big shame. So, yeah, this film made $70 million at the box office on a $320,000 budget. Back then, that was a very low budget. But then again, Paranormal Activity was made for $15,000, which is very little. And that movie made $193 million at the box office, which is kind of stupid. I don't like the first Paranormal Activity movie. It's dumb. But this film deserved that $70 million because it's a great film. It's not just a great horror movie. It's a great film overall. Now let's get into like the best parts about the movie. That opening scene, again, is a great opening scene. It is one of the greatest opening scenes of all time. I have to talk about the opening credit sequence. That score by John Carpenter. Holy crap. That score is amazing. It is the greatest score of all time, in my opinion. And John Carpenter even said he can't read or write a note, and he made this score. It's really haunting. You got the main theme, Laurie's theme, the shape stalks. It's so eerie. Yeah, in my opinion, the score is probably one of the best things about the movie. It is one of the best things about the movie, actually. And then we get to Donald Pleasence. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Donald Pleasence. I miss him so much. I miss him so much. It's been over 2 decades since he died. It's hard to believe that. It's been 23 years, but you will sorely be missed, Pleasence. You are sorely missed. This was his best film ever. And I haven't even seen any James Bond films. I haven't seen You Only Live Twice, and I've seen a lot of people talk about that movie when they talk about Pleasence, but the movie they talk about Pleasence the most is the Halloween franchise, and he deserves it because he is fantastic as Dr. Loomis. He's great. He's just great. Like, he's a great protagonist, and you can really tell he wants to stop Michael. He really wants to stop Michael. And, like, all of that dialogue, especially the iconic speech, so well done.
I met this 6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face and the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. I spent 8 years trying to reach him, and then another 7 trying to keep him locked up because I realized that what was living behind that boy's eyes was purely and simply evil.
And then we get into Michael Myers himself. This is the best Michael Myers. Nick Castle is a fantastic Michael Myers, and he even played Michael Myers in a few scenes in the new movie, which is really interesting. But he was paid $25 a day to be Michael Myers. He didn't even get that much money to play this guy, and he was great as Michael Myers. The way he moves, the way he walks, the way, like, all of his movements, they're so well done. He's creepy. And I gotta talk about the William Shatner mask. That is the creepiest mask ever put to film. In my opinion, Michael is the scariest slasher villain of them all. That mask is really great. They were originally going to go with the clown mask. They originally were. But they decided not to, and they brought out a William Shatner mask. And they spray painted it white, and they cut out the eye holes. Even Tommy Lee Wallace, who made it, was really creeped out by it. And it creeps me out too. And this was the first film that Jamie Lee Curtis ever did. Jamie Lee Curtis is in fact the daughter of Jenna Lee, who played Marion Crane in Psycho, and they have been in a lot of films together. Rest in peace, Jenna Lee, you're sorely missed. And I felt that Jamie Lee Curtis did a really great job as Laurie Strode for her first film. She was the youngest doll on the set. She was 19 years old, and she looks like she could be a teenager in this film. And she's so likable, so believable. She is the cliched version of the story, but she makes it out to be likable. That's not the reason she survives this movie. It's because she kind of senses that something bad is happening, because she's being followed by Michael. So that's why I think she's likable. She's really nice. She's really nice to people. I even think she's really pretty in this movie. Just saying. But, yeah. And also, the way John Carpenter directed this movie. No one can direct a horror movie like John Carpenter. John Carpenter keeps it simple and effective. The way he separates the foreground and the background. So well done. So well done. At the end of the day, Halloween is the perfect horror movie. Everybody says, almost everyone says it's the perfect horror film. And I easily give it a 10 out of 10. Like, it's a really great film. It's in my top 5 favorite films. If I had to give it my own score, I would give it an A+ or something, or I would give it a 1 billion out of 10, but yeah. It's not the perfect film, but it's the perfect horror movie. So guys, what did you think about my review of John Carpenter's Halloween? Tomorrow you'll be getting a review of Halloween 2, so be looking forward to that. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please subscribe to my YouTube channel to see more videos like this, and please press that like button. And I talk horror all day, every week, so yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.